Hey guys, this is Pedro back with another interview, this time covering VCT Americas Stage 1 for Week 2. My guest at this time is OXY of Cloud9 coming off of their victory over Leviatan 2-0 to thus continue their winning ways in said competition. So OXY, thank you so much for the interview. Another W, another week, another W, and
Yep.
another good emotion, I would say. So
Mhm.
I gotta ask you the usual opener. How are you feeling?
Feeling confident. Every game has been pretty good. It's gone how we wanted, how we expected. A little bit shaky against NRG, but cleaned that up and we're looking pretty good.
Yeah, there was plenty of like a little bit of hype, in the lead up to this match, given the Rossi with Leviathan dynamic and all of that good stuff. Um, Still, I want to ask you from your point of view, what was it like just having to prepare for this matchup with that in mind, and also having to deal with the role changes that Leviathan has been kind of whipping up so far in this stage.
Um, we weren't really we're really prepared for every single match that come. We weren't just prepared just for their team. It's just their team was just the week we played the team we played against that week. But we've been pretty prepared. We prepared a lot. This is probably the most work I've ever put in season, and we're feeling super super confident. Every single like after we lost kickoff, we didn't take a day off. We just practiced all the way through until the week. Everyone went to what was it Bangkok. Everyone went to Bangkok, and then we took off a little bit, but then straight back to work. So feeling super confident.
Yeah, and definitely the results have been showing themselves for the better for this Cloud9 team. Much more dominant fashion this week compared to last week when you guys faced off against NRG. I mean, it's been, looking at Cloud9, it's kind of as expected regarding the strong starts regarding a regular season in the VCT. But for this occasion, though, what do you feel, the team has been doing so far that has been going very right for you guys so far, from your point of view?
Definitely our practice and our work that we put in. We put in a lot of work, and we all are putting in all the effort. And you can tell, you can see, like all of us, it feels natural now. Like we've all done this for a little bit, and then we're every single day, like a lot of days, every single day is just like super intense and hard, like just like a match. Like it's just the same thing over and over again, and then you just get comfortable, and now we're showing it.
Given what you said about focusing on a lot of things during the practice and the preparation and the lead up to this week, what exactly have you been kind of looking at, in the lead up to this match? Was it just sort of like focusing on playing more of the Yoru because that's what you've been doing today against Leviathan, or was it other things to your game?
Just everything in general. We just been honing down on our fundamentals is probably the best thing, and don't want to fall over the same mistakes we did in kickoff, and we did kind of in the energy match, which is we weren't playing our game, and we came off at the beginning playing our game. Very strong start, and then yeah.
I mean, as I said at the very end of the previous question, the Yoru, we finally saw some reps of that from yourself. Last week we saw Xeppaa play that agent, perform pretty well for you guys. Now it's been mostly towards yourself. How would you kind of view your performance of the Yoru, given that up until now you haven't really had plenty of officials under your belt with that
Mhm.
agent. So how have you viewed your performance, and also on top of that your familiarity with the agent?
For me, I feel confident playing every single agent. Doesn't matter what it is. I could play like Sentinel. I could play anything as long as I do my job and I know my role. And I mean, Yoru's just another duelist. I just flash in. I don't. It's pretty easy, self-sufficient duelist. I just throw my TP, flash, and just go in. So I mean, I think I've been playing a good enough Yoru to win, but obviously not like the best in the game. But like just like okay.
Yeah, like it's been a year in which we're now having to see a lot more importance towards that agent, much more compared to the previous years in which the agent has been active. And for yourself, for mostly playing Jet and Raze and all that stuff, obviously it'd be understandable in the sense like you might have some like, kind of trouble trying to not play much more of the usual agents and then playing more of Yoru, but
Yeah.
like even so, like how does playing the Euro differ from yourself specifically, in terms of like individual like or more so the technical side of things, and also just sort of the contribution to the rest of the team.
hmm I think Yoru is, I mean, not that really different, other than like the ability to TP in is like kind of like you're stuck in it. You have to TP into this position. It's very like straightforward with Yoru, and you have flashes for yourself, and the clone obviously just simple utility. But the only difference is definitely like the TPing. Like with Jet, you have a dash and raise, satchel, neon. You can run in all these different like abilities, and you can play for yourself. With Yoru, you kind of just have to. You're stuck in this standstill that you have to use utility, and that's the only difference with Yoru for me. And that was the learning curve. And then I think it's been pretty easy. So.
Will we see mostly just yourself playing the Euro, or will we see kind of more occasions in which um, Xeppaa will be playing the Euro in given maps, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I think on double duelist maps, you'll see the Yoru come out for Xeppaa, but other than that, you'll probably see me play Yoru.
Of course, and now focusing on to just sort of the stage so far, and like I said, and like I alluded to earlier on in the conversation, it's kind of the similar story we've been seeing in Cloud9. Roster change, uproar, questions about how the team is going to perform, and then the team starts performing well, start off in strong in the start of the season, and then kind of not do well in the
Yeah,
later stages. So far, we're in this kind of part of the story
yes, sir.
in that trajectory. And like obviously the onus is to not crash out the same way as last year. But what I want
Yeah.
to ask you, Oxy, is given the similarities of the team's trajectory this year to last year, what do you feel has been the biggest like differences, if any, in terms of just having to like deal with the changes to the roster and having to work from that to the officials and trying to build that camaraderie.
I think there's a big difference this year. I think everyone has been putting in maximum effort. Like everyone's been putting in the most work they probably have done in multiple years. So I think it will be a difference maker this year.
Mm. And I do remember the uproar regarding the changes that you guys did earlier on in the year, and also even during the off season. I kind of asked your teammate Vic about what this question I'm going to ask you, but out of curiosity, I'm going to do the same thing to you. And then I do say this with the understanding that we're still roughly early on in the season, but still, given that the team has been playing pretty well so far after these 2 weeks, do you feel like the results, the performance, the improvement kind of gives you that sense of vindication, given that there is that time in which many questions were thrown to the team regarding like, oh, why would you do this and why would you kind of make this switch very early on in the season or before the start of the season?
To be honest, not really, because we have our reasons. Like we know exactly what like the reasons are. The public also can't. They don't really. They can only see the outside and why we're making these changes, even if we're doing well. But we made the change for the better, and we're just gonna play through it. No questions asked, no regrets.
Yeah, and for sure, it's definitely been playing out for the better for you guys. And as I said, also regarding the similarities between this year and last year. Last year, you guys weren't able to capitalize on the early momentum and go to an international on Masters or Champions. And so, like, what do you feel is going to be? What do you feel the team has to do in order to, at the very least, pull off a different ending compared to what we saw last year?
We definitely cannot be stagnant in our growth as a team. We can't just keep going like this. Like we can't. like stop putting in the work after we feel like we started winning and everything like that. We got to keep going up. We got to keep playing the same intensity and everything, and then everything will fall into place, I think.
What's the confidence level that you guys will be able to make that happen?
The confidence level, it's through the wins, through the victories, and through each other, just playing and winning. As long as we win and we know what we're doing, it's right. Then keep on going.
Of course, man. Definitely understandable about that. One more question I want to squeeze in before I wrap this up. Uh,
Mhm.
Zoe already kind of mentioned this in the post-match interview during the broadcast, but I want to do the good old-fashioned copy and paste. Your three opponents. Want to know your thoughts about that, the road ahead, and the challenges they might bring to the squad. If any, from your point of view.
Um, Obviously, I'm just gonna talk about next week. We're playing MLBR, playing Aspas and Vernal. Obviously, super insane team. Corsia, all of them, like they're top three in kickoff and whatever. And obviously, Aspas has made every single team he's on insane. Like Loud, Lev, every single team has qualified to events because of him and his gameplay. So obviously, that'll be a tough fight. But as long as we play confident and play our game, I feel like it's gonna have a different outcome this time from kickoff.
And hopefully you guys are able to make that happen in next week. And so, Oxy, thank you so much for the opportunity, for the interview, for the answers, for the insight, and all of that good stuff that I haven't mentioned so far. I really do appreciate it, and best of luck goes to yourself and the rest of the team for the road ahead.
Thank you.